heck? Hello. I almost made it before you guys. I mean, I almost made it back before you guys. Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Okay. All my charging things are dead. Seems. Okay. So, all right. Let me get my Facebook going real quick so I can check comments. Oh my goodness, what a day. I mean, I'm gonna do a lot of laundry today, or as much laundry as humanly possible today. So, that is gonna be excellent. Okay. So, turn that down. Okay. So now I have everybody all nice and active and available. Oh my goodness. So yeah, things have been going on. I had like a few kind of, important. I can't wait to find this other guy. Here, I'm gonna help us out a little bit here with the oh no, my thing. Hold on a second. Ooh, I think that's better. That's better for me anyway. There. Um, so yeah, Zachary's doing good. With his seizures or non-seizures or not having them. I think I realized what happened, and it was probably something I caused, but um, anyway, essentially what happened was, I think, anyway, his neurologist said it was his rescue med. I was thinking last night, and I was looking into this homeopathic drops that you guys might be seeing on like Facebook right now that's supposed to help autism. It's a heavy metal detoxifier. And I didn't realize that. Okay. So if your child is on psych meds and you give that to him, it's going to strip that med right out of his body and cause detox, which is, I'm almost certain what happened with Zachary. So I'm going on my gut instinct that is what happened with Zachary. Welcome in. And I want to further encourage parents that may or may not be buying that autism drops that you guys are seeing right now in autism gummies. I'm taking them. Shawnee's taking them. If your child is on meds, talk to your pharmacist first. Because if it's a med that's heavy enough, that stripping it out of their body will cause detox and could cause detox seizures, don't give it to them. I'm sorry. That's wean him first. So that's my plan. My plan is to wean Zachary off all of his medications eventually, and we're going to be going the holistic THC medical cannabis route for him. Because one, okay, so a couple of things. One, medications aren't great for you. I mean, they do the job, they do the things, but they're not great. What they're compiled with causes kidney damage and liver damage. The white powdery stuff, they stick it together. That is what kills your kidneys, not the actual medication. It's the processing of the extras that they shoved in there to get it all to work, which is why they have, the patches now, shots, things like that. So you're just getting the medication. Your body still has to process the medication, but yeah. So a word to the wise, autism mamas out there. I too jumped on it. I was like, oh my God, that would be great because I'm homeopathic. That's what I do. That's how I live. And so it made sense to me to do it. However, if you are also taking pharmaceutical medications and your body is not, you're not all homeopathic, organic, eating, dietary, living, healing sort of thing, make sure you talk to your pharmacist because, yeah, I mean, the directions say it could cause the medications that you're taking to lose their potency. Okay, so essentially, it strips the heavy metals and all the bad crap out of your system. Well, if the medication's going out with the out with everything else, that means that your body is deeming it as harmful. Take a second and think about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real though. Hey, Gabby, how are you? I don't think you're watching anymore, but thank you for stopping by in case if you come back. Mm. I need to get this a little bit more up in my face because people are popping in and I'm not seeing. Anyway, so yeah, please, 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 please be mindful. Just be mindful for flavor because, yeah, that's, I didn't even think about that. And Shawnee and I were talking about it last night. And then he was like, oh, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. And it's like, well, of course you don't. Accidents happen. And I didn't give it to him. I bought it for him. So, co-conspirator here. I brought it in. I didn't put it in. So I don't feel bad, but I would have had something really bad happen, right? If like he wouldn't have made it and that would have caused him to lose his life. And then I would have had that realization. Yeah, I would have had a really hard time with that. That would have haunted me my whole life. And I would have been petrified to try homeopathic medications, even though I know that is what works best for my body. So, you know what I mean? Like, I had to take a Dayquil yesterday and it kind of jacked me up a little bit, but it's all good. It is all good. So I'm going to take the drops so like I can see what they do and also, tell you guys about them, right? Because just because like, so if your kiddo has autism and doesn't have any medication, if your kiddo is autistic on the spectrum, ADHD, all the things, neurodivergent in general, and doesn't take any medications, try this, right? Because it's just a detox. It's a heavy metal detox. Literally, that's all it does. It's like zeolite, and it's a heavy metal detox. And you can get a hair follicle test, which I'm thinking about doing through a homeopathic doctor, which I'm also thinking about reaching out to for Zachary, because I would like to get him more on a homeopathic remedy. And if there are things that I don't know about that could help that are all natural and his body could process better, I want to know about them and I want to get them to him. So yeah, so do be careful, right? It is such a quick, fast, and in a hurry thing, when we're like, oh, I'm going to try that. Oh, I'm going to try that, and I do it. I'm not, judging. I do it. And it's worked out really well a lot in my life. Like I've found epic workout programs and new leases on life through that kind of mentality. Like, well, let's just try it. Well, let's just try it. Right. But you do have to be mindful with what's already in the system, what's already in your body. And I do always suggest for people to look, read and ask. And I would go to your pharmacist over your doctor. because your pharmacist is going to know way more about medications interactions together and homeopathic versus like what can this homeopathic medication do to this, you know what I mean, kind of thing. So yeah, just definitely do be very just as always, be mindful. Like homeopathic remedies aren't just out there for everybody to try, everybody to do all the things. You know, if it's a detox of any kind and you're stripping the medications out of your child's body, unless that's what you want, and I understand that, but be mindful of any psych med. They tell you you cannot just stop it. Like I don't think the drops in general cause it. I think the fact that we weren't putting any more into his system and the drops caused the seizures. So we weren't replacing what was in his system to continue to work, and everything was just getting stripped out. And you can't do that. You can't do that. So, which is scary, especially for the people who are only giving their kiddos like me, or like Zachary only gets 3 medications 3 times a day. Like he only gets 2 medications 3 times a day. So it's 6 times a day. But they're also very low level. Like his pediatrician was extremely surprised at the level of psych meds he was on, as far as the potency, that they weren't very potent. It was the base level of everything they could give. You know, it was the least amount. But that's why they give you the least amount for things like this, you know, that maybe crop up and stuff like that. So, but I absolutely know that if we're able to get him on a cannabis regimen and off the psych meds, because all the psych meds are to dull him out for his aggression. That's it. They're not for anything else. So my son is taking seizure medications that they give for seizures to people who have seizures to keep them from having seizures. So my kiddo will not hit himself. And I guarantee you, I could give him, he could eat any amount of THC gummies and not OD and not have a seizure if he runs out. He'll get mad, but he won't have a seizure. And then I can give him the heavy metal detox without worrying about stripping his body of medications. But yeah, so just please, parents, special needs parents, be mindful, because, man, I know a lot of special needs parents whose kiddos can't talk, they can't communicate, and everybody wants to, you know, everybody wants that last, you know, that, oh my gosh, this could be it. This could be the thing that saves my kid, you know, and his life, and, or not his life, but like his quality of life. And, you know, when you see your family member struggling for what, he's going to be 16 in a couple months, it's like you see your family struggle for 16 years. All you can do is think about ways that you can help them. I mean, it's pretty much what set me on my path, other than self-deprecation and depression. And I was tired of feeling those things. I was tired of feeling like I wasn't enough, you know? And so I went out and being told that I wasn't enough on the daily at the time, and being told that I was severely lacking at the time, usually by my child, didn't help anything. You know, it's not that they didn't have a point, and it's not that they weren't right. It's just, it didn't help, you know? And so I really definitely also want to encourage people to be mindful of what you say. You know what I mean? Like, there are many ways to ask a question, or there's many ways to make a statement, and they don't have to be hurtful. They don't have to be mean. They can be kind, and they can be loving, and they can be understanding, but they don't have to be mean. You know, And I understand when you get frustrated and your feelings get hurt, or if you're like somebody's trying to take a point of view that you're like, I can't believe you're trying to take that point of view. Like, what? You know, that cognitive dissonance is real, right? You know what I mean? Like when someone's telling you something that you know is not true, but you keep hearing it, so it must be true if you keep hearing it. You know what I mean? Um, However, I never believed that growing up because I was always told I was beautiful, and I never believed it either. So it's a double-edged sword. It could go both ways. But um, I also want to encourage people to be mindful of your tone that you speak in, because I am. I'm trying to do the same thing because I was graced with the knowledge that my tone when it comes out, even if it isn't directed at somebody, can be triggering because it's this very whiny, like Fran Drescher style, like, oh my God, kind of valley girl thing. And so I'm trying to be more mindful of that. And I just want to encourage other people to also be more mindful of that because um, it's just a good thing to do. You know, it's like you want to speak your piece, but you don't have to hurt anybody's feelings doing it. Because your truth, chances are, if it's, if you're struggling and you are laid with the truth, chances are that truth might hurt the other person when shared. So also be mindful of where you share your stuff. You like, my ex isn't on my page. They've never looked really, I mean, yeah, they've come, like when I made a big deal about it, eventually they come and support and like and heart and comment and do the things. But for like a solid amount of time, they don't um, encourage me on my online presence that much. I mean, they do some, but I have friends 100% that do way more. So just saying, not that it's good, not that it's bad. I'm just making an observation. I'm also trying to really align with the it's not good, it's not bad, it just is mentality. Because as soon as I label something as bad, then the what's it called? The processing addiction starts where it's like, oh, and then and then you're on the crazy train of depression or the crazy train of self-deprecation or the crazy train of I'm whatever, and which you can get off at any time. I did not know that. That emergency cord on the crazy chain still works, and if the cord breaks, there's the handbrake, and if that doesn't work, stop feeding the furnace. You can't run if you ain't got nothing to run on. So there's some advices. I don't know if they were helpful or not or whatever. Let me pull some cards. Okay. See who shows up. Who's still on? My counter says no one's watching, so I don't know if that's true or not because my phone over here says someone is watching. So I don't know which one's true. Anyway, so if you're watching, let's go. Send your intentions to the cards, please. And just a shout out, September 1st is right around the corner. So on the 4th, I will be starting new voting. And within that time, probably after the 1st, but before the 4th, I will be pulling my raffle prizes. And I will show you them. So for next month to prep. So say you want one of these, right? Say you want one of these. Well, you want a raffle prize after you see what I have to give away for this month's raffle prize. And how you get these raffle prizes is you get gifts, you vote on my picture for photographer's choice in September. And I have these two goodies. In this bag is a crystal salts or crystal soaps, and you rub on here, and it's like a quartz crystal soap thing. So self love, all about self love. So yeah, self love kit, shower, bath, it's applicable everywhere. So that is this month's give. And I'm excited. I don't know what next month's give is going to be. I think it's going to be, well, it's definitely going to have a puppy shirt in it. Wait, do I see it? It's called Mama's, it says, I forget. Come on. Where'd it go? Yes. This guy is definitely going to be in it, right? Mama's Princess, right? There's a shirt. This is definitely going in next. So it's raffled. It might, and I know there's going to be like a couple other things for sure too, but this is definitely going in. So if you've got dog, cat, anything, I'm sure it'll fit on everything. So there's the prize. There's part of the raffle for next month. So if you are able to get in and vote, you can. I will be posting a link regularly, but it's one free vote a day. Some days are double votes, which means I thought it meant you had to go in and do it twice, but I think they changed it. So just be mindful that it does on double vote day, that it does say you double voted. It will give a confirmation though about it. So that's kind of cool too. Ooh, pulling cards, pulling cards, pulling cards. I'm going to do one tarot and one affirmation card. I've misplaced my newer deck, but I think it's definitely a good time to get back to basics. So I'm using my very first tarot deck that I've spent hours upon hours searching, looking. I worked through realizing I was a lesbian. I worked through realizing I obviously was not happy. I've worked through a lot with this deck. So it's a good one. And usually pretty scary on point. Let's see what it has to say. Ooh, all right. I need to get the light on. Hold on a second. Let me just borrow this. This is a reversed, the reverse judgment. This is the second time I've seen this today. The first time I did a poll, it was on TikTok this morning, and it was the judgment, and it was for somebody else. Now it's for me, I think, because I don't think anybody's on. So, and it's reversed. So let's see. Let's see. All right. So the judgment depicts figures rising from their graves in response to a call from Angel Gabriel blowing a trumpet. It symbolizes rebirth, renewal, and spiritual awakening. The figures are shedding their old selves and embracing a new beginning. Judgment encourages us to reflect on our past actions, take accountability for our choices, and seek redemption and forgiveness. It heralds a time of awakening, clarity, and embracing our true purpose and calling in life. Judgment warns against, in reverse, judgment warns against ignoring or resisting the call to awaken and embrace change. Beware of clinging to old patterns, beliefs, or relationships out of fear or insecurity. Take care not to avoid taking responsibility for your actions or seeking closure where it's needed. That is spot on. That's exactly where I'm at. I'm pretty sure I shared that in this live even. So, 100% yeah, I definitely am finding myself in my recovery today. Um, um, just taking my responsibility because it's enough. You know what I mean? What I'm responsible for is plenty to be feel bad about and stuff and whatnot. Like plenty, you know, like for real though. So I don't need to be taking on anybody else's stuff, you know? I really don't. I really, 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 really don't. Where's my found a quick fix, but still, I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Ooh, and so, okay, so something good I ran across was this. I'm sure you guys have seen this on Facebook, TikTok. This guy made it for his wife. It's a pain stimmer. I love it. I bought 6 of them. I have 5 other ones in my truck. It is very, hold on, let's see if I can get any more light on that. See, it is very, the top spins. There's a pushy button here, and you would be so surprised at how calming just grabbing it and squeezing it is. It like really, really does. And there are sometimes where like I'll be sitting there talking to somebody and I'm spinning the top like this, so you can just spin it. Like I have to lift my finger out, but or that's my favorite. I like doing it with my finger actually, but and I spun it so hard that it left a little indentation. See, it leaves a little one, but there we go. But it left one that left like several of them from every spin as I was sitting here being around somebody being triggered at the time. Or I was sitting there being around someone being triggered because sometimes like you're in a meeting and somebody's speaking on something and it hits and it hurts and you know, and you get triggered and it happens. It definitely happens. So, well, I kind of thought I'd have a little bit more audience since I was in later in the day, but I guess not. But for those of you who are watching, got this on the TikTok shop, and I think it was TikTok shop or a Facebook ad. I don't remember. That's how bad I am. But whenever I see stuff like fidget stuff, and Zachary is a pain stimmer, and I think that's why he hits his head. So when he gets frustrated, I started doing rolling this. So also, even if they don't use it, you can, well, I just do it like right here, you know, a little bit on his arm. Like while we're driving, I'll just be like rolling it on his hand or his hands. And he likes the sensation it creates as it's being rolled on him. He just like he squeezes it and it hurts so that he doesn't want to touch it because he doesn't understand that's the intention, right? Is a little pain for a little calm. It's really interesting when you realize that you're the kind of person that seeks that, and many people do, right? So people who stretch their ears seek that. And maybe it's for other reasons as well, but initially you go out, you get your first tattoo to celebrate something, to commemorate something, you know. But if you're like a plain is pleasure kind of person, um, like when you see somebody with a blackout tattoo, you can guarantee they've suffered a lot in life. A lot. A lot. So much so that they don't want they want everything to be covered. Unless it's a cover up. Right? If it's a black cover up of really bad tattoos, then, it might just be a vanity thing because they don't want to see it. I thought about getting my tattoos covered, and then I thought, why? Right? Because for me, getting my tattoos covered means covering up my past. And my past is who I am. So my plan is to get with my tattoo artist, Anna, and reframe all my old tattoos and touch up and make them beautiful, but still have the foundation of what they are still present, just evolved and more beautiful. So I'm super excited because I do not want to cover up any of my tattoos. Um, and that's not because of some weird love attachment thing. It's just I have a respect for the path I've lived. I have a respect for the mistakes I've made. Like almost all of these tattoos, this tattoo I got when I was 18, this tattoo, my son's tattoo, which is pretty low now, that got spelled wrong, right? I got when I was 18, after like 2 months after he was born. I got this at 20 when I thought, forever in the camp uh, camping restroom where I was homeless at, right? Because forever in the shitter stall. Yeah, sums up my life pretty good. This one, however, was my very first professional color tattoo that I got with my friend Audra. We were going to college together, and she went with me to get this tattoo actually. And it was her suggestion for this because the guy was new, and I want to talk to you guys. I mean, I understand new people need experience. But just because someone comes into your shop and doesn't appear like a goth or doesn't appear like, a punk or doesn't appear like whatever, it doesn't mean that you're going to slap them with the guy who has the least experience and charge them almost $200 for this, which is great. And I've gotten a lot of compliments on it. I actually really, really have. So I love it. I do love it. But he was going to leave this whole area like a bracelet, but that might have looked pretty cool too. Or what even might be cooler, and I might have Anna do this for me now, is to do like a gold band around it. So it looks like a metal gold band ish, or like a metal band that's not halfway, that covers but all around and intricately detailing the dolphins and the water and stuff. I'm sure she'll figure something out because I've seen her work and I am honored to be somebody that gets to lay their body out in front of the artist that is Miss Anna. So, and I should tag her, but I'm on a streaming platform, so we're not tagging today. Anyway, so let's see. Update. Zachary is doing good. I don't know, but it seems as though even though the heavy metal detox caused a seizure because it dropped all the medication out of his system, I still don't. I'm glad it worked out that way. And I'm glad that he didn't get hurt or injured or, essentially he just was really tired and spent the day in the hospital. because I still think it did some good getting some of that medication, like whatever medication was pulled out, he survived. I will never do it again, but I think there's a silver lining there. You know what I mean? Like a complete reset of medication. And that's cool. Hey, Miss Heather. Oh, you made it. I was wondering where you were. I was like, God, I really thought, I was like, when I said, like, I thought somebody would be like, it would be more active. I really thought I thought you were going to, you would show up. I was hoping you were going to show up, actually. So I'm glad you are here. Good morning. How are you this morning? I don't know if my thing is getting like kicked out or like because people show up and they keep leaving. Or how is my connection, Miss Heather? Just out of curiosity. I'm just curious. And how is your morning going? Oh, there it goes. See, there's a lag there for sure. Like, oh, there, yep. Okay, so that is a trip. Huh. Okay, well, I'm learning every day. Oh my gosh, you guys. I really hate that I'm in an area of my life. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know. Somebody was saying on a different live that it was not great. So I was thinking like, oh damn, what's going on there? Like, what happened? Okay, I think I scratched myself. Um, yeah, no, there is definitely always a delay. I just I'm paying attention because I'm doing it on my phone now instead of my computer because I don't have one anymore. So I'm relearning. But the delay is not that bad. And whereas before the delay used to be like things would delay on Facebook, now the delay is on my end. So like I saw on my other screen that you arrived before I saw on this screen that you arrived. So just saying that. Oh my God, really? You're watching whales? That's my favorite thing. Oh, and two, could you send me a link of that? Tell us the thing for your phone. I think I asked like if it was the kind that clips onto your phone because I got one time for like really cheap and I couldn't figure out how to use it. And if I ever find it again, I'm gonna hit you up because I feel like I was definitely doing something wrong. Like it seems so simple that I was like coulda, should have been able to do it, but I wasn't seeing anything or it was just a bad one. But I want to get one for sure to go on this camera because this phone is good. This is a good phone. Take pictures. I love whales. That's my favorite thing to do when I go to Hawaii. It's my favorite thing to do when I go anywhere, but when I have gone to Hawaii, I've only been a couple times, but when I have gone to Hawaii, um, I sat out there because my mom used to own a timeshare condo there. So we would go there every year for like a couple weeks. And when we used to go all the time, I would sit out on the veranda and my mom would toast me bagels and cut up pineapple and make my kiddo, because the last time I was there, I had a kid. You know, I got to take my middle kiddo with me. And we sat there watching whales and eating our breakfast in the amazing weather that was Hawaii. Actually, I think we were on Honolulu, but I can't remember. Yeah, I bet it is. Well, that's why you got to just roll it with a video and then you can take a picture out of your video. I don't know if you knew that you could do that or not. It also, you could do it with like a screen share. You know, if you screen shared your video while you were watching it. I learned that not that long ago, actually. It's an option on my phone. Like they tell you, like if you're watching a video, it's like make a picture out of your video, you know, and then it'll like, you could kind of pick a moment and or whatever. I just like to do like in action screenshots like that because it's easy while you're watching the video to, and hope you catch that moment you're looking for. But yeah, epic. I love all the lives you've been doing lately to like all the sceneries and stuff. Like, how far away from me are you? Just out of curiosity. If you can send it to it in a direct message if you don't want to answer in the comments. Because you know, but you could just put time frame, no location specifics, obviously. Yeah. Well, you just got to be staring, right? Like I remember hours of like with the binoculars staring like, oh, there it was. And I would be so happy, but it's gone in an instant. It's like they're gone, you know, like it's, I don't know. It's just gone quick. Whales are hard to catch for sure. Dude, no, I love your telescope. I love it. So like, I mean, but yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, you did. I will. Yeah, I'll go to my message. I forget. That's just so much work. And so I'll have to look it up later. But yeah, I was thinking of like taking Zachary there. There's this one area that's about an hour and a half away from here that one of my UPS lady said that was like the place. And it's free and it's like where the beach meets the river, apparently, or something like that. But yeah, it's like epically free. And I was like, yeah, because the place where I take Zachary to Bodega Bay, it charges you $7 to go for the day, which is fine, you know, because that's a quick shot and it's usually you know, pretty, it's not packed or anything because it's not usually warm there, you know, because obviously by the ocean it's like 60 something degrees. If it's like 60 something degrees here inland, it's going to be colder there. So right now it's probably pretty cold. Is it cold where you are? That's fair. So like when you go to minimize, it doesn't like make your little screen smaller. My phone does that. So like I essentially, I don't know, I can't stream on my StreamYard. The second I dissipate from this, I think it'll end the connection. So I can't do it on here. But like when I'm doing a Zoom live or a Zoom meeting or something, or a YouTube or anything, or watching a movie, I can minimize that screen and then open my text messages and do two things at one time. But yeah, that's true. Like you can't watch and private message. You would have to not watch and just listen and private message. But no, I got you. Is it nice and warm there? Or is it like not cold there? I'm telling you, it's addictive. I love it. I didn't know how much I just carry this around with me like all the time. I bring it in my bedroom because when I'm back here, that's where I was having like the most stress. Is like I just, for a little bit of time, I felt really locked in and claustrophobic. But then I reorganized, and I need to reorganize again. And we're going to be moving Monday again. So, but we'll be staying stationary for 3 weeks after that, which is great. And I have my doctor's appointment on Monday or Tuesday, the day after Monday, on the 2nd. So, and I'm trying not to freak out about that because I had my initial OBGYN screening, which came back non-cancerous without any issue. But then she sent me, I mean, then she said she was just going to send me to a secondary one just for precautionary. So because she was still young and didn't have a lot of practical application, she wanted to make sure there wasn't anything that she wasn't seeing that she should be seeing, considering the high risk in my family. So, yeah. Oh my, you could if I wasn't streaming through a service, but I'm using my StreamYard. I'm broadcasting in 2 different places at one time. So, like, if you caught me on the TikTok, like they do that where you can add them in on TikTok a lot. I always decline that because I've gotten slapped into some pretty awkward situations that I didn't appreciate. So I don't do that anymore. One was a little even more that I didn't appreciate than the other, but I was like, 2 times, I'm done. I was like, no, 3rd time's not a charm. I'm not even going to try. Because it's just like, I'm here to talk to you guys and to reach out to my people. I'm not here, like, I do, though, want to interview this photographer, artist, amazing individual that I know, but I don't know if she is going to be down for that or not. But so we'll be doing something similar like that. Oh, yeah. Well, no. I got you. Like, for sure. Well, the thing, and absolutely would be better for combos. I just don't know how to do that on here. Let me see. Hold on a second. No, it didn't. Good to know. Here's my link. Also for the referral link for StreamYard if you ever wanted to StreamYard yourself. Now I know there is also, oh, see, I can invite a guest. Let me try. I'm going to try, Heather, right now. Let's see if I can. Okay, copy. And then I go down. Hold on. I don't know. It might have interrupted, but I'm hoping it didn't. Oh, wait. A streaming service going too. So if that doesn't work, oh, dude, I do not. I'm not a big TikTok. I mean, okay, so to say I'm not a big TikTok fan isn't exactly true because I am. I mean, I like going on it and I like scrolling and I like Capcom and making videos, but I can make Capcom videos and post them anywhere. But every time I go to TikTok, freaking there is somebody that's mean to me. The last time I got called a wigger just because I'm white and I have dreads. First off, and then I told him, I was like, honey, I'm Irish and Scottish and we've had them just as long as you. And yeah, and then he said it like 3 more times and then left. I was like, whatever, dude. I found myself that like I find that like when you do like I am enjoying TikTok now, but I had to get myself to a space where I didn't care what other people said to me, that it didn't bother me, and that took a little bit of healing. And I don't think TikTok is the safest place for emotionally fragile people or sensitive people or emotional people, or because it's like TikTok is more like the lolcow, it seems sometimes. I don't know though, because I get a lot of love on TikTok, like I did this morning too. But also, you have to find your time, right? So, like the time of day to go on to TikTok when it's the most beneficial. Like, I know if I go on live around this time, I'm going to talk to you, I'm going to get to, see you and interact and stuff like that. Or not see you, but you get what I'm saying. Um, but yeah, TikTok kind of everywhere. Every time I go there, I get offended a little bit, like less and less, because it's a process and it's a practice, and you grow. You grow as you know. So, or then you grow. So, all right, guys, I got to bounce. Been on here for almost an hour. Thank you, thank you, thank you for spending your morning. I understand. Look at you. You are definitely talking to the kettle over here, calling yourself the black pot, because I look equally as crazy all the time. I just look like crazy all the time. It's very sad. Well, at least I know how to do it. And one day, when I guess, one day I'll give it a shot. I'm hoping to try it before I actually do an interview. But with this, I'm hoping. I really want to do an interview because she's phenomenal, and she's phenomenal. I mean, just breathtaking, And I'm like, I want to know like the tools and angles and shots and the background. Like, I want to know what she's doing behind the camera to make these epic shots happen. And I think she's been sharing a little bit more about that though on her live. So that's good. I don't necessarily want to name drop because I can't remember it. I want to name drop, but I can't remember it. So yeah. But she makes the dread hair pieces too. And she's pregnant. And you might have seen her on my page. Hold on, let me I'm just going to get out of my live on my other phone real quick. So I want to see if I can see her name here. Hold on a second. I know it's been in my comments because I've been looking at their stuff and they've been loving on it. I got lots of commenting things happening here. Where are you? Well, I should be able to go to, let me see if I can go to my friends. I think we're friends. Rowan Bassapole. I think I probably said that wrong, but freaking amazing, 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 amazing. I'm going to, yeah, amazing art. Amazing. Oh my gosh. Oh. I, oh, she is very pregnant, and I remember the very pregnant journey of life. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's so hard to get comfortable towards the end there. So hard to get comfortable. I'm coming back to the comments. Okay, I didn't miss any. Yay! That's fabulous. Oh, I'm oh cruddy. There we go. What is happening here? I don't. Oh, yikesies. I don't know if you are aware either, but something I learned, and I'll share with you guys. Something I learned is that if you have a device that breaks or shatters and you can't access the screen, like I don't know if I showed you guys, but my computer on my laptop, the screen was just all, and I couldn't see it. So you can go, I sync everything to my Google account, right? So you can go and deregister all your Google stuff, which if you do everything through Google, that's all your bank information off of it and pull your access from it without ever opening the laptop itself. You're welcome. All right, I'm really going to go now because, well, maybe I want to hang out maybe for just a few more minutes and make it to the first hour. Because I've never done that. Well, I've done an hour like one other time. So, yeah. And then I got to go, and if Zachary's awake, but I'm not sure, it could have been Shawnee. Because if Zachary's awake, my door's open, so he usually just opens the door. And that's how I know it's him. Because he just swings that sucker right open. Hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. We just got someone else coming in that I don't know, which is weird because I guess my screen on my StreamYard says that no one's there, and I can see it says that 2 people are watching now. See, oh, there goes my light. Hold on. Oh, there's one more. Okay, so the one thing that you can't do on the phone through this streaming app is see, well, I guess maybe you could if I had a 1 person watching on YouTube and 1 person watching on Facebook. It says I have 2 people watching over here, but it only says I have 1 person over here. So who knows? Anyway, I love you guys. I'm going to go since everything's dying, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.